Is the HDB price going to drop, and should you upgrade or should you actually stay at your current HDB? So in this video, I'll share with you everything you need to know before you upgrade into a condo, and I'll also run through with you the current market condition, what should you actually know, and if you're actually a HDB owner today, or you're actually a first-time buyer, or if you're actually an investor, what should you be actually doing today before you decide whether you should actually upgrade to a condo today. So before I start, please help me to join my Telegram group chat over here, because I'll be sharing with you all the different property news updates and also what you need to know if you're going to a condo. This is actually very important because sometimes cooling measures and also the HDB updates may affect your property price, and that's why it's very important for you to be updated about the property market all the time. So join this group chat, do me a favor, and also let's start. So over here we have all the different HDB news that are actually the most important right now that you need to know before you decide whether you want to upgrade to a condo, and I'll actually explain these articles in a summary. So if you do not know, the first article is actually about the different BTO schemes that actually have happened. So there'll be Prime Plus and Standard schemes in the future for those that are actually first timers looking at BTO. And also next, this is an article saying that over 50,000 flats will be launched from 2025 to 2027. So there'll be much more BTO supplies in the market right now, and these supplies may actually affect the entire HDB market. Thirdly, in this month of July, even though the HDB resale prices have increased by 0.9% in Q2, this is actually the slowest quarter rise since 2020. This is the slowest growth in terms of quarterly growth. So what's actually happening to the market? Because we see signs of prices actually cooling down, and it might take longer to sell at the moment. And lastly, this article actually states that government might remove the 15 months wait-out period, because last time when you sell a condo, you need to wait for 15 months before you can buy a HDB resale market, and this might actually add on to the demand that is in the HDB market. So these articles plan to affect the market differently, because this actually affect the supply, this affect the price, and this affect the demand. So as a whole, how is the HDB going on right now, and should you actually upgrade to a condo today? So I'll first run through with you, if you're a HDB upgrader looking to upgrade, what should you do? And then if you're also an investor looking for maybe own stay or invest, what should you do? And last but not least, if you're a first time buyer, you do not have a HDB yet, you're considering a condo, what should you be doing in today's market? So for HDB upgraders, is it good if you upgrade from HDB to either a condo or EC executive condo today? There are actually pros and cons of upgrading. So the pro is that right now actually HDB is at all-time high, which means your prices is one of the highest if you actually have a HDB before, or if you look at your parents' HDB flat right now, the price is actually at all-time high. So what it means is that you can actually take out the profit that you have made from your current HDB or BTO. This is actually a good time for you to exit, because the prices are actually very high right now. Before that, it might potentially drop. Next is that because you have a HDB right now, it is actually much more easier for you to upgrade, because the HDB profits is maybe at least 300k, 200k. So this could be the down payment that you'll be using for your next EC or private condo. So this makes the transition much more easier, and that's why it's actually good for you to upgrade, because it's very easy for you to right now, given that there's a lot of profits, and this is currently a HDB all-time high right now. And as we have seen from the 4 articles before, there's actually much more supply right now, because there is a lot of BTOs. So more BTOs means that there will be more competition when you're actually selling in the future. And also because the BTOs are much more cheaper than resale options, the new buyers, for the first timers, they might consider a BTO instead of a resale HDB, and that's why the HDB resale price will actually start to slow down, and it's actually a very good time for you to sell now. So if you are reaching MOP, or you have already reached MOP, this is really a good time for you to sell and upgrade, because this price is actually very high right now. So my advice to you today is that you should actually consider selling soon, especially if you are near a MOP, or you're actually in currently a good location or a bad location, because this is currently the market high. This is one of the easiest time for you to upgrade. If you miss this chance, likelihood it will be very challenging, or much more challenging for you to upgrade in the future to a condo or EC next time. So for next group buyer, you might say that I want to have a HDB for investment and also for staying. Honestly, HDB is not for investment. I usually do not recommend using HDB as investment, because HDB is really for the main motive of staying over here. But if you are looking to perhaps rent some of the rooms out, you might want to look at a matured town or somewhere that is closer to MRT, because this will actually helps you to rent the room rental out easier when you're actually currently staying in the HDB itself. But if you are actually an investor, once again, HDB is really not for investment. You need to actually know that the HDB resale prices might continue to weaken because HDB is not for investment, and also there's an increase or a potential oversupply of BTO over here, which means that next time when you're looking to sell, there's also a lot of supplies of newly MOP HDB flats. So this will actually put a risk in terms of your HDB price, and you might not be able to get a good price in the future. Also, there are a lot of HDB rules that can potentially affect you in the future because when the HDB feels that the market is too high, they can come up with new measures like the plus, prime, and also standard ruling. So next time there could potentially be such stricter measures or even much more stricter measures over here. So at the moment, the plus, standard, and prime, right, the most important difference is that there will be a longer MOP up to 10 years, and also for the prime areas, you could not rent out the whole entire unit for you to actually earn money as a point of investment. And also a con of a HDB is that you need to at least have 2 persons usually to buy a HDB, so the ownership count is very restrictive. If you are a private owner today, you can potentially own 1 condo each. You and your partner own 1 condo, versus here you can only own 1 HDB flat, so that's restrictive. And if you want to upgrade next time, you need to pay ABSD if you have a second property. So my advice here, if you really want to potentially rent out 1 room itself, you want to focus on areas that are actually nearer to the MRT and also much more higher demands, and avoid towns that are actually with a lot of BTO supply. So you know that there are a lot of BTO supplies like in maybe like Tengah, Bukit Batok areas. Avoid these oversupply areas because it will be very challenging for you to sell in the future because there are a lot of competitors. Every neighbor, every block, there could be like 5 units for sale, and that's when you see, oh, there's a lot of competition. And the last group of advice I have for you here is actually the first-timer buyers. So for the first-timer buyers, which means you do not own any HDB or BTO before, if you can wait, you can consider BTO. And right now, the government also launched many BTOs that are less than 3 years waiting time. So you can potentially opt for a BTO if you can wait for 3 years. However, if you cannot wait, right now, because of the cooling market, you can potentially get a very good buy in terms of the resale HDB market. So you can try to bargain and give an offer that you feel that is sincere. Maybe you can get the price that you're actually looking at. And the cons is that if you are currently looking at a BTO and you really want to be near MRT or central region, likelihood you have a longer MOP of 10 years, which means there'll be very less flexibility if you were to do that in the future. Because for example, if I'm 30 right now, I need to wait 5 years to build and also 10 years for it to MOP, which means next time I'll actually be 45 years old when I actually want to do the next switch. So this is really a very huge cons for the prime and plus flat unit. So my advice is for first time owners, try to go for BTOs that have shorter waiting times and also negotiate for a good resale price if you're someone that needs a flat right now. So if you're an owner looking to upgrade to HDB, do you know why you need to upgrade? And also, if you're a HDB owner today, I have a very simple question for you. If right now you own this HDB of 750k, and when you're actually retiring, do you hope to be in scenario 1, whereby you have a 750k cash for retirement? Scenario 2, where you have more money of $1.5 million because you upgraded to a EC or a condo halfway? Or do you hope to be at scenario 3, where you continue to upgrade and have $3 million for your retirement at the end of age 65, assuming everything is fully paid off? This is just a simple question for you to think about. Do you wish to be in scenario 1, 2, or 3 in the future? There's no right or wrong answer. Just comment down below which one you think is better for you. I will do a deeper sharing with you when we have time to do a one-to-one. Just PM me a set elevation over my WhatsApp over here, 94314533, and I'll actually share with you more because this doesn't have a right or wrong answer, but it actually lets you understand why you need to increase and upgrade to a condo, because next time when you actually retire, you'll be much more comfortable. For example, for here, your retirement funds will be 750k and this one will be $2.25 million. Which one is much more comfortable for your retirement funds over here itself? And the last chart I have for you here is actually a HDB resale flat chart over here. So for HDB owners, do you know where are we right now and how do you think the price may actually go in the future? So if you look right here, we're actually at Q2 2025 right now. We are at this area where you see it's a peak. Previously, there was also a peak over here, but for this peak itself, it took around 9 to 10 years for it to go back at the same price because the price actually dropped. So you can consider, do you think right now the price will drop? stay stagnant or actually continue to increase for your HDB over here? Write in your comment below, do you think it will drop? Number 1, drop. Number 2, stay stagnant. Or number 3, increase in the next 1 to 2 years or even 3 years? I'll be curious to know your answer. So conclusion, is it worth it for you to upgrade from a HDB to a condo today? And what's actually the pros and cons of upgrading from a HDB? Because it might not be easy for you to make the decision to sell this HDB where you feel very comfortable and to upgrade into a condo whereby maybe you need to pay more mortgage payment. So the pros is that if you are upgrading today, you can actually have more potential capital appreciation and growth, because right now you leverage much more in terms of your loan and also the property market trend in Singapore. And secondly, if you're moving into a condo, there's a lot of condo facilities that you can provide to your family and also your children, including the swimming pool, better security guard, tennis court, and also some function rooms. These are the different lifestyle that you can have. You can elevate your asset and also your lifestyle. And lastly, you will be future proof from the HDB policies, because the HDB can come up with new measures, and these are things that we cannot control. And of course, there's a lot of BTO supplies that you are already aware of right now. These are your competition where you actually want to sell in the future. Do not wait for them to MOP. If you can, sell right now, because you're actually at all-time high at the moment for the HDB market. But if you say that, oh, I do not want to sell, then you need to consider, am I okay or ready to pay ABSE if I do not sell first? And also, if I don't sell first, maybe I won't be stressed about the timeline, but will I consider renting? How will my progress be like for the transition from HDB to condo? This is actually very complicated. Just PM me a text, write HDB, and I'll actually do HDB analysis with you. Also send with you a free valuation report so that you can understand if you want to transit from HDB today to a condo, how should you do it and is it suitable for you at the moment. So usually I'll advise you to understand your financial position and also transit as early as possible. Do not wait for 2 years, 3 years, because by then you are priced out and also your age is actually much more larger. Maybe your loan quantum is smaller. If you can, maybe you can explore ECs that are new or resale condos. This is something that we need to discuss further. Do not make any emotional decisions. So just PM me HDB for my number 94314533, and if you need more information or just news updates, join my Telegram group chat over here, new launches. With that, this comes to the end of the video about whether you should upgrade to a condo today from a HDB, and I'll see you next week in my next video. Thank you, bye bye.